Okay, some things have changed since my last video on how to install the DazToUnreal plugin bridge. So I wanted to go ahead and make a new video to talk about what the differences are now. The first thing you'll need to do is to make sure that you have all of the correct files and utilities installed on your computer. In this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have the latest version of the SDK downloaded as well. And in order to do that, I'm going to manually download it from the DazStudio website. And what you'll want is the DazStudio 4.5 SDK core for Windows. And these are obviously the installers for the program itself. Then you can just click download zip. Once you download it, extract it, and then replace the existing folder. That should be under C, users, public documents, my Daz library, and DazStudio 4.5 SDK. You can see I went ahead and left the original there just in case I need to roll back for some reason. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. The next thing I downloaded and installed was the CMake utility, just to make things a little bit easier. And in my case, I happen to have a Windows 64-bit operating system, so I downloaded and installed this MSI file. And that will put an icon on your desktop that you can utilize to launch the application. And finally, obviously, you're going to need to download the source code from the Daz 3D GitHub repositories. They have changed the repository. It is now called DazToRuntime. And I'm not planning on making any changes. So what I did was I just went ahead and did the download zip. And I've already got the files extracted and saved to my drive. So the next thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to launch the DazToRuntime folder in the CMake utility. So browse source, and in my case, I extracted this, and of course it's not showing up there. Okay, to DazToRuntime. Select folder, and I'm going to go ahead and create a subfolder under here for the Visual Studio files. Okay, I'll click configure, which is going to pop up this box, and I'm currently running Visual Studio 2017, which is correct. And I want to run it for the 64-bit platform. Click finish. Okay. It is perfectly fine for it to give you that error message the first time you run it. What it's telling you is that some of the file folders have not been specified, which is okay. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in those folders. And copy, paste. And again, this should point to that same folder right here. So you can copy and paste it from here if you want to. It says this is optional, but I went ahead and filled this in also. Okay. Now when I click generate again, okay, now we have successfully generated the files that we needed. Exit. I'm going to launch my Visual Studio. Once I'm in Visual Studio, File, Open, Project Solution, Drive N, Daz to runtime, Visual Studio, and there's the generated project. Gonna open that. And if you want to, you can look through the source files and the header files. And let's give it a build here. Succeeded. So now, if we launch our Daz Studio, and let me open one of my projects. Okay. From here, one thing you'll find is that it is no longer on the edit menu like the previous versions were. It's under Send to and DazToUnreal. So as you can see, it's now installed and running. And it'll launch the dialog box as before and accept. And assuming you had your Unreal engine and project open and running, you would then go ahead and send it over to Unreal. All in all, the process is much easier than what it was previously, which is probably why they've made the changes that they did, and that as well to make it more uniform with the other Daz 3D bridges. Hope you liked this video. Thank you for tuning in. Bye now.